Give me that, say you want that, yeah. He like that freaky, that nasty, that good shit stuff. Say you want that, say you want that, yeah.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3.
That's right, it is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here at ATL on the Hype 87.3. And today, look at this beautiful young lady I got checking in. Juice Bishhh.
Hey.
What's going on? Y'all get it right. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. She came in here looking lovely, y'all. Hey. Definitely. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Come through with the good energy, positive vibes. I feel like, it's about time that we make this happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Before we dive in, because I got a lot of questions I want to ask, give us a brief introduction of what you want the world to know about you.
What's good, everybody? My name is Juice Bishhh. I'm from Walterboro, South Carolina, that 843. I am, a dope artist, songwriter. I have a dope producer. Shout out to K Swayze. I'm a mom. I'm out here doing it for my baby. I'm out here doing it for my family. Music ain't on me, it's in me. It's my way of life.
I love that. Well, that was a great introduction.
Thank you.
So you started writing in 2009 and then professionally started doing it a couple years later around 2011. Why music?
Music has always been a part of me. I originally thought I would be a singer. That was something I was great at back then. And then it just turned at one point, I guess, through poetry.
Okay.
I believe. And my sister picked it up and was like, yo, spit that for me. Once I spit that for her, that was it. You got to wake up 3 a.m., no matter if it's a school night, whatever. Rap this to me. Show me what you got. And my family was supportive of that.
I love it.
So they kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and it became something that was like, this is what I want to do. I got to.
Do you sing at all now?
To my baby. When I'm in the shower.
I know that's right. Do you think you'll ever circle back to that? Even if it's not full time, but just, to incorporate it maybe in some of your songs that you're doing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't feel like my voice is as strong as it used to be because I don't utilize it like that. I don't practice it no more. So I feel like I have a lot of work to do with my vocals. But when I get it right, I'm going to definitely incorporate it.
Makes perfect sense. It's kind of like if you don't go to the gym for a while, you get, okay, I got to go back and brush up and get back to where I was. Probably the same thing with your vocals. Makes perfect sense because your voice is essentially like an instrument.
Yep.
You have to continuously train it to make it strong, right?
Yep.
Definitely. So you're repping Walterboro, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
I know that's right. So let me ask you this. For people that don't know where that is in South Carolina, put us on game. Put us on the map.
Put y'all on them. So it is essentially like 30 minutes from Charleston.
Oh, okay, dope. Okay, so it's right there. Yeah, definitely. How was it growing up out there?
Country.
Did you enjoy that?
Honestly, yeah. It was a time where I was outside. Everybody was playing. You can walk to convenience stores and things like that. You ain't had too much to worry about. Peaceful.
I love that. Listen, I wish I could live like that right now. I eventually will get there, though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Because I remember when I was little, I grew up in Tampa, which is a fairly big city. And I used to fly to Ohio to visit my grandparents. And they lived, I'm talking super ducked off. But I love that, though. Like you said, it's just peaceful. You don't have to worry about the weirdos and fresh air. And it's just, it's a whole vibe. Definitely. Would you say growing up out there at all influenced, your sound of what you're putting out to the world right now?
Of course. I like to consider myself, what I started saying, of course, in my music, I'd be like a hood country baby now. Like in my upcoming album that's, we working on, you will hear it. And I say that because it's very hood out there. It's very country.
Yeah.
And I embody all of that. Like everything that Walterboro is, South Carolina is, I feel like it's me.
Okay, so I got to throw this out there. The Carolinas are really representing for like Southern soul music. It's very, very popular. Line dancing, trail rides, things like that. Is that ever an interest for you? Because I'm here for it. I love it.
So I got something in the work.
Okay, say no more.
I got something in the work.
Y'all clock that. I just feel like coming from the Carolinas, you got to sprinkle that in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's a part of it.
Yes.
So, that Southern music, that Southern soul,
Yes.
that step, like, that little bop.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Do you line dance at all? Have you tapped into that?
So I finally got the Dangerous.
Okay.
I finally got that line dance down pat to it. I'm doing the little turn
Okay.
spin with it. So I was lit on that, but I still cannot get the wedding fans.
Boots on the ground.
I cannot get this one for nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh, not dance no more.
And he from North Carolina, right? Or is it South? He from one of the two.
It's South.
South, okay.
I believe it's South.
Yeah, you practice a little bit, but I love it because I come from an era where I'm definitely y'all's elder and OG from when line dancing back in the day was very popular. But we used to do like the Electric Side and the Detroit Hustle and the Cupid Shuffle and stuff like that. Right, like we used to love, and I used to, man, it was always such a vibe because everybody would come together on the dance floor and be in sync with each other, and I feel like that's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that line dancing has went away, but as a group of people in a certain genre, it's really making a comeback, and I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving it. So I heard you say you're a mom.
Yes.
How did motherhood change your life?
It's a lot of ups and downs. I would feel, of course, having your child, you go through that whole internal battle with yourself, trying to find yourself.
Yes.
Everything like that. So music definitely has kept me grounded. At one point, I felt like maybe I could not pursue it, being a mom, because of everything that I had to give towards being a mom.
Yes.
The energy, the time, the financials, everything like that. But, I'm making it.
I know that's right.
I'm making it. He makes it so easy. Every time you turn my music on, he right there bopping. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do this for you.
Absolutely. There are a lot of sacrifices that come with it. Like you said, the time, the money, there's a lot of things. But I feel like when God calls us to do something, we have to be obedient to that.
Oh, yeah.
He called you to do music. It's your passion.
No matter how long it takes.
Yes.
The trials, tribulations, struggles. I wish I would have known a lot that I know now.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because you might be able to put somebody on game. What would you say is maybe one or two of the biggest lessons that you learned from early on that you apply to what you do and how you handle your business today?
For one, not to just full on go in buying beats exclusively. Like, doing that, I wasted a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you don't get your beats exclusive, because you should, but get that one song that when you feel like this is the one. Buy the exclusive rights to that beat and push it. Marketing and promotion. And also get you a producer.
Yes.
That's going to work with you. They may not always ask you for money up front.
Right.
They may just be like, I'm riding with you on this journey and we're going to get this on the back end.
That's one of the best pieces of advice, because I feel like building relationships will put you in places that money cannot, meaning that I do that too. There's a lot. I get invited to come do like media at events and stuff, and I don't always ask for money to do that, but I know that I'm going to make money on the back end because I'm going to meet people there who are going to come spend money with me in other ways, other aspects. So it's the same thing. You get with a producer, you're like, let's work now, we'll get to the money later.
Exactly. Especially when they believe in you too.
And you could be each other's first plaque potentially. That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Plaques on plaques on plaques.
Build that empire.
Absolutely. So you've had the opportunity to open up for some heavy hitters. Let's talk Boosie, Young Blue, Rennie Rucci, Dream Doll, probably the list goes on. Each of those moments, what do they teach you about commanding the stage?
You got to own it. You got to go out there. You got to demand the attention, especially when you performing at clubs and things like that. It's 1,000,001 conversations going on. So one thing that I noticed when I started performing is I had to, tell everybody, come to the front.
Yes.
Come to the front. Like, don't stand in the back. And, like, I'm kind of getting back into it now that I'm performing more. But it's like you got to let them know off rip with your lyrics, your movement, how you act. We was just talking about it beforehand. You got to work the room before even hitting the stage so that they feel you even more like, oh, I got the flyer. I know who this is. You
know what you're doing, I could tell. Because that's what I've been doing, artist showcases, for probably 13 years, maybe even longer, pretty much since I got into this. And that's what I tell artists. I'm like, when you get there, most of them people don't know you. You got to work that room. Go introduce yourself to as many people as possible, because when you jump on that stage, they'll be like, oh, homegirl, well, she was dope, man. She introduced herself. Let me go pay attention to her.
Right.
And the other great piece of advice that you said, because I want to hone in on that too, is telling, man, come to the front. We do that too, man. Y'all, why y'all way back there? Come to the front. Come support, because you want to feel their energy just like they want to feel yours. Absolutely. How do you prepare when you're opening up for another artist, just knowing that that crowd is really there for Rennie Rucci, but now you got time to shine? How do you prepare for that?
Honestly, before an event, I just pray.
Yeah.
I got to, pray I don't fall, trip, stumble. Pray I remember my lyrics, and just know that I'm bringing the best energy that I can, because everybody feels energy.
Yes.
Everybody can feel when you fake. Everybody can feel when you not know, like, this ain't you. So I try to be the best version of myself I can be stepping out on that.
Yes.
And, of course, I know, my lyrics speak for themselves. I'm real confident.
I know that's right. She that bitch.
Exactly.
When was that moment when you're like, man, I'm her? Like, I really do this. When you really knew you could pop your ish. Do you recall that defining moment?
Probably when I first hit the studio.
Yeah.
And I recorded, and it was to that I can feel it in you.
Yeah.
It was to that, and my sister, my cousin, and they homeboy. You might as well say he my cousin too.
Yeah.
Everybody was in the room.
Right.
And we was in the garage. I cut the track, and we listened to it back, and the tears that formed in their eyes. I was like, oh.
Wow.
Like, this is deep. And of course, I was talking about some real stuff in that song.
Yeah.
Helping my mama through her struggle financially, all that. I'm essentially just wanting to help my family.
I love it.
And to reach out and touch one another, like other people as well, because, I see what's going on in this world. I want to help. I ain't trying to just be greedy.
Absolutely. So that's your why.
Yeah, I want to help.
Yeah. Listen, we don't get our blessings from no man. We get them from God. And I feel like by you just genuinely wanting to help people, God's going to bless you immensely. He already is, but it's only up from here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you said that this year, 2025, you're going all in.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Like, was there something that changed, on the creative side or personal side that made you say, you know what, I'm making this a full commitment?
Honestly, becoming a mom.
Okay.
Like, I kept feeling like I was playing with it. Like you playing with it, you ain't doing enough. You're not doing this. And understanding financials play a part. But it's like, what other things can I be doing?
Yes.
I want to make a better life for him. I want to make sure he good. Like I said, I want to be able to help people. I see everything that's going on. So I want to put people in a position as well, like people like me.
Does it make you emotional talking about your son? I can tell. Because because I'm gonna cry with you. Don't do it because I'm gonna cry, baby. I'm emotional. Let's just take a moment. Because when we have kids, it instantly becomes bigger than us. We have a reason. Not that we didn't have a reason before, but we have a reason to be here. You're gonna make me cry with you, okay?
I'm sorry.
No, you good, because I'm so emotional that it makes me emotional, because my son's an adult, but I still get emotional thinking about my journey of raising him to be a young man. That never goes away. That never goes away. And you've spoken about being able to reclaim your identity after motherhood. What has that journey looked like for you, like personally and artistically?
So before I had him, I was not a water bag. I was always tough.
It's them hormones, baby.
It's just like, he left them when he left me. Like, you could have took this with you. But it's just feeling that confidence again. Like, honestly, I go through, what is it, like when you look in the mirror and you looking at your body. Stuff like that. I go through self-esteem.
Let me tell you something, baby. You look amazing. Okay? You look... I don't see a flaw on you. And I'm not just saying that to try to make you feel good. Like, to me, you look beautiful. So let's clear that up right now. Let's address the elephant in the room. You look amazing.
Thank you. So it's like, it's not always physical.
Yeah.
I think it's always mental.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I don't look like I used to. I don't look like this, or I don't feel like this. And I was in a battle trying to find that person that I was before.
Yes.
She's not here no more.
No.
She's grown.
Yes.
Into something different. So in the process of getting to know the new me.
And embrace the new you fully, because I'll tell you, like, and I get emotional thinking about it too, because like I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm 51 years old and I'm at that pivotal changing point in my life, if you know what I mean, like entering into menopause. And I sometimes look at myself and I'm like, dang, where did this belly come from? I never had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's frustrating, but I feel like we have to just learn to embrace whatever we would consider flaws and be okay with it, because I guarantee you that there's a bazillion women out there who would kill to have a body like yours. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And what outweighs all that, you have a beautiful spirit, a beautiful energy about yourself. F what you look like, that outweighs everything.
Exactly. And that's why I try to make music now to uplift those people who I feel may feel like me.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I look bad. Like, no, I know I'm beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
Inside and out. So it's like, I know it's other people who feel like me but still have that little person in the back of their head like, this needs to be better. This needs to look better. This, like that. So it's like, make music to feel good.
Absolutely, because I feel like social media has put such a heaviness on people, especially young women who are out there completely altering their bodies to try to keep up with a bunch of people who really are probably miserable.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Slick, I feel like if you have to, and I'm not throwing shade, so don't come for me, but I feel like if you have to have multiple, like if I could shave a little off here, I probably would do it. But I'm talking like the women who have 6, 7, 8 surgeries. To me, that says there's something that they need to fix within themselves, not just the surface level, if that makes sense. And social media has put a lot of pressure on women to look a certain way, when truth be told, you see them in person, a lot of times they don't even look like that. Let's the filters be filtering.
Oh, yeah. That's her.
Right, exactly, definitely. Also, becoming a mother, like, has that changed or shifted your approach to how you handle business, how you approach your music?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I'm more in the mix now.
Okay, makes sense.
Before it was more so, I'm going to just do the music, thinking music was just the way. But now it's like, it's a business side to this that I have to learn, and I can't depend on somebody else to do it for me.
100%.
Because we both going to be, up that creek.
No, facts, exactly. Like, I feel like whether you have kids or not, in 2025, man, we got to have multiple hustles. It's hard out here for a pimp. Like, man, everything is so expensive. People don't want to pay you what you're worth. They talk about you got to make 3 times the rent. I'm like, realistically, that's difficult for a lot of people. See, you got to have multiple streams of income. It's difficult, definitely. So speaking of which, let's talk about Beautiful Beast Inc. Okay. Is the apparel line incorporated within that, or is that separate?
So it's all under one.
Okay.
Right now, Beautiful Beast Inc. They just told me, you ain't got to put the ink on it all the times, but it's going to grow. Okay. I will say that, because eventually I do want my own label.
Yes.
But right now we're on apparel. And it is my merch.
You got the shirt on today.
Of course, beautiful.
I love it. With back. 2 L's. Don't forget the second L.
Full-time beauty, full-time beast. Always.
I know that's right.
Always.
Listen, I feel like we have to have our own identity, and you've done that with this brand.
Yes.
So for people who want to shop with you merch-wise, how can they reach out?
So you can go to www.beautiful with 2 L's beast.com. And everything will be on the site. I got new items coming, samples coming. So y'all just stay tuned. But what's up there now, you can definitely shop.
Definitely. So you kind of explained to me like what your mission is behind your music. Mm-hmm. You want to make people feel good. What is the mission behind the brand itself?
So, again, I come from a long lineage of strong women.
Yes.
That I saw fight tooth and nail to get what they need, what they want for their kids, single mothers, things like that. So, we're full-time beauties. Yes. We're full-time beasts, in and out. Like, we do what we got to do to make it happen. And with this brand, it's like a reminder. When you put it on, beautiful. You are beautiful. Man. You are a beast. You're strong. Be unapologetic. Be raw.
I love that. I love that. You should, if you haven't done this, or maybe you're thinking about it, maybe I'm letting the cat out the bag, but I think you should turn that into some sort of like film.
A film?
Yes, like Beautiful Beast film about women who overcome certain things, and we are all beautiful. We all are a beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I could see that turning into a film.
I might take that idea. I gotta take that idea.
Yeah.
You know, formulate something off of that idea, because that is a good idea.
Yes.
Because there are women out here, and not only women. So don't think I'm just like stuck
Of course.
on women, but you know, that's what I am. So it's like that's who I saw fight. So, but it's men out here too that are definitely beautiful beasts as well. Like
Correct.
y'all do what y'all gotta do to make it happen for y'all family, your kids. Y'all out here fighting tooth and nail too.
And I think with men, they endure emotion differently because a lot of them hold it in because they don't want to come off as being soft, or people like, you know, saying, oh, men aren't supposed to cry. Bro, if you need to cry, cry.
That's
you know,
a release.
It is a release, you know, like I always taught my son that I'm like, you don't want to be soft, but if you need to put those emotions out there, don't hold them in, because that's when mental health kicks in.
Exactly. Talk to somebody. It's okay to talk to somebody.
Yes.
Find somebody who is going, not just a yes person who just going to listen. Like, talk to somebody who will give you feedback.
Yes.
Who understands where you're coming from and wants to see you grow.
Absolutely. Or if not a film, my brain, my wheels are turning. Maybe the Beautiful Beast podcast.
I've been thinking about it.
That
I've
would be
actually been thinking about
dope.
it. I thought about it, but I was like, what am I going to talk about?
I think you could talk about just your journey, because people will relate, and maybe even bring guests on to talk about their journey of what they went through, or why they feel like maybe they're not that beautiful beast they used to be. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I hit you up for some extra pointers in that area.
Listen, please do, because that's one of my passions. I love podcasting. I've been doing it for years. Whatever you need me to point you to, I got you, sis.
Thank you.
So coming soon.
Coming soon.
Yes.
It's funny, I have the YouTube for it.
You
like
should.
It's Beautiful Beast Inc. And then of course everything under it will be Beautiful Beast, but it's just sitting there.
Yes, understood. Listen, make it happen. You could even I tell people all the time, because I get people asking me, how do I start? Just start, even if it's on your cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just because them phones film in 4K.
Oh yeah.
Get you like an audio interface to record your audio, and it's just really a matter of just lining the audio up with the video. And even in there, and I'll show you before you leave if you remind me,
Okay.
like I have a program that I use called OBS, where when I film my interviews, it automatically lines the audio and the video up. It gives me all my camera triggers. He knows what I'm talking about. That way, when you in post-production, it's like super simple, because there's not much to do, because it does everything while you're interviewing.
Right.
Technology is a beautiful beast.
I like
For real. So how do you balance being an artist, an entrepreneur, a mom, while keeping your energy and your vision strong? Because I know that it can be rough some days. Life be lifing.
Life does life. And I still work a 9 to 5 as well. So
What?
you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom who
What?
works a 9 to 5 while taking care of my child at the same time.
Man.
After I do that, you know, I try to focus as much time as possible, maybe like an hour or two into music, and then maybe like an hour or two into brainstorming ideas for Beautiful Beast.
Yes.
So all day my mind is literally thinking. I stay with headaches.
Listen, I know that's right.
But it's like I have to do it. I have to, because
Yes.
ain't nobody else going to do it for me.
That is facts. Let me ask you this. Do you ever see yourself bringing people in to help you with your business? Because, and the reason I ask that, because I had a difficult time with that. I'm very like, I want to be in control. And it was hard for me to delegate certain tasks. Is that something that you're cool with, or do you struggle with that a little bit as well?
I do struggle with it
Yeah.
because I feel like nobody else is going to do this how I do it.
What
Like,
she said.
I have like for a long time I didn't have a manager. And then when I did try to do it, you know, that went south. So then I'm like, see, you know, this is why I just do it myself.
Exactly.
But now I'm giving the reins over
Yeah.
a little bit now, but I'm still like in the back, like, all right, like what you doing? Because it's like I feel like no one can really do it like me.
I agree with you 1,000%. And that's why I still do a ton of stuff by myself, because I feel like I'm going to get it done in the time frame I want to get it done, and it's going to be done the way I want to be done.
I don't got to double tell myself to do it.
Right. But when you find someone who understands your vision and can step up to the plate, man, that's a beautiful thing right there.
Oh yeah. So I'm always looking to expand my team.
Yes.
You know, as far as like recording, well, not like recording, I have, you know, my engineer, my mix, master, all that.
Yes.
So it's like I'm growing my team slowly but surely.
Yeah.
You know, it's a strong vetting system.
It's one of the things we got to trust the process. We can't rush it, you know, especially putting somebody in charge of engineering your music, man. That's one of the most important people in your career to get your sound the way you want it to. And your producer as well, because I feel like having a good producer is going to bring you outside your comfort zone. He may send you a beat and say, man, try this. And it may be something you never thought about doing a record on. And that could end up being your biggest song.
Yeah, but my producer's like, when he hears that Juice, this beautiful beast, he's like, this is it.
This is it.
This is it. I'm gonna send this to her. And with my engineer, he's like, I know what to do.
Yes.
So it's like people like that you don't really gotta micromanage. Great people to have in your corner.
Man, absolutely. So what is something, maybe a lesson that you learned on the business side with having Beautiful Beast Inc. that you brought over to being an artist and you apply to your artistry as well?
Read. Reading is fundamental. I am a big person. I'm a big person on scanning. I'm a skim read real quick. But once I started learning things with Beautiful Beast brand, the business, the contracts, I'm like, I really have to read this stuff. So I brought that over to business side of music because, girl, you need to read these contracts.
Yes.
You need to read what you're getting into. Even with these showcases, you need to read what all is going on, etc. Because you don't want to be sitting there 50 artists down the line and then you may not even get to perform. So you need to ask questions. What you don't understand, ask somebody. Don't just sit there.
That's probably one of the best pieces of advice that you could offer to artists out there or just anybody in life. It's funny because I made a post about that probably a couple months ago, talking about how artists could keep themselves out of some bad situations if they'd actually take the time to read. Because I experience it often. I'll send them the information on, and they'll come back and ask me 3 questions that's right there in the information I just sent them. And I'm like, so sometimes I'll slick call them out because I have time today. I'll be like, oh, apparently you ain't read the information. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to come off as being rude. I just try to come off as that should be a lesson.
Yep.
But man, I had people coming for me, time out. Oh, how's it gonna keep them out of it? I said, bruh, obviously you the ones that's not doing it. That's why you offended.
Exactly. You know, you get offended when you in this situation.
Right, because somebody calling you out on your BS. Absolutely, but you're right. You have to read them contracts because you don't want to sign something that ends up coming back to bite you in the butt later.
Exactly.
Man, that is a great piece of advice. So you've surpassed over 1,000 listeners on Spotify. Probably up and through there, right?
Yes, for the first time though, like give me that, because I really wasn't paying attention to it at first. I will say that. Then when someone's like, start paying attention to your Spotify numbers, this, that, and the third, I started looking. I was like, oh, give me that. Y'all clapping. So I was really excited about that. But I know that I have to keep the motion going in order to keep those listeners up. Because just dropping one song ain't going to do it.
Right.
Because right now I'm back down, like, a little bit. I got the followers a little bit, but my listeners are like, okay.
It'll vary. Listen, I feel like in business, it's like a roller coaster. Goes up, comes down, goes up and comes down. And I feel like it always spikes right after you release a record. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of like dies down after people have heard it a few times. How often are you releasing music right now?
So I say that I'm trying to release music as much as possible, but then I'm like, I go back and forth with myself. Like, I'm creating great work.
Yes.
Like, my team is creating great work. So I'm not just trying to keep throwing stuff out at y'all and y'all are still trying to get to know me or still finding me and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of really trying to just build off of what I have.
Yes.
So I've dropped Gimme That. You know, I'm working on the video for Gimme That. I should have dropped the video with it, but, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working on that. And in that process, I'm still already showcasing my single that I'm about to release too, another one off the EP that I'm soon to release as well. So it's like I just try to keep giving content.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm to show y'all I'm working. But as far as releasing music, I'm not trying to throw y'all a bunch of works back to back.
Understood.
I need y'all to feel me.
But I think on the in-between time, putting that content out there is really super key and super vital. We're in a content era, right? Mm-hmm. TikTok, Instagram, you know, slick Facebook, people still be going viral on there. So it's like, that's why stuff like this is important, because I really feel like that your fan base wants to know the vulnerable side of you. Like, you had an emotional moment. And listen, that lets them know you're a human being too. That human element comes out from time to time, and it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Someone interviewed me about a month ago, because I rarely get interviewed. Man, I cried just like you did, because they asked me, like, what was the hardest thing that I've ever endured in life? I'm like, oh my God, why'd you just ask me this? And I instantly started crying, talking about losing my sister, losing my mom. Like, those are difficult times, but people want to see that type of vulnerability from you because they can relate to it.
Right. And I think I'm trying to learn that, because
Yeah.
I'm very much so closed off. I'm very shy.
You protect your energy.
Like, I'm a shy person, but it seems like when I perform, I try to give, like, all right, step out that shell. Or when I'm doing something for business or music, I try to step out that shell.
That's where the beast comes in.
That's where the beast comes in. Like, I give you very beautiful, like, a lot of people be like, oh, she about to sing sometimes. But I'm a beast, though.
Come see about her.
Exactly.
So, speaking about performing, you won a music competition to start the year off.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. You know, what did that moment really symbolize for you to, out of all the artists, it was you?
It was an emotional moment too, not a crying emotional moment, but a feeling
Yes.
in the inside, because I've been doing showcases a long time.
Yeah.
And even to the point where I was like, I'm done with showcases. Like, this is just it for me. And for me to finally win, not only just win, but I want some money too, y'all.
I know that's right.
Shout out to Gas Labs. Shout out to, First Lady Shayla. Shout out to Russian.
Run her coin.
But it was an experience.
Yes.
And I was proud that, and I went there, one person in my corner.
Wow.
Literally. And I know a lot of people like, bring your people, but my people ain't always able to make it.
Of course.
So I still show up, I used to show up by myself before I had my person. So now it's like, for me to win that and everybody had all their people in there, I was like, y'all, I can curse on here?
Yeah, you say whatever you want.
Like, y'all really fucking with me.
I know that's right.
Like, y'all fucking with me. And I appreciated that. I really did.
Absolutely. And shout out to the people you named that put this event on, because putting these events together can be difficult, organizing stuff. So shout out to them. But shout out to you for taking it home. And like you said, you didn't have a big entourage with you. You had your person with you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, I don't know, it depends on the situation. Sometimes that can kind of give you a little bit more comfortability, if that makes sense. You don't have 20 people with you that are like, you got one that's just there to support you, and you understand about working the room. So now you got a little bit of rapport with people before you get on that stage.
Yeah, because I definitely was trying to walk around. I wasn't being disrespectful. That's one thing I don't do as far as when other artists are performing. I'm not about to be working the crowd. Right.
You can be up front and center supporting them.
Supporting.
That's what we tell artists, man. Come up here and support these artists the way you want to be supported when you're on stage. Because Bigger's so bold. He's like, if you guys are in the back sitting down when other people perform, when you get on stage, I'm walking outside. He'll tell them that. I'm going to go stand outside while you performing, because who are you to sit in back corner and not support everybody? But when you get on stage, you expect everybody to be front and center.
Exactly.
No, we're going to go stand outside. You're going to have crickets in here.
Exactly. And that's like, for people like that, like, that's a hurtful thing when you performing and then you hear nobody.
Yes.
So it's like, give the same respect you want when you perform.
We've been hearing it our whole life. We have to treat people how we want to be treated. That was like literally the motto that came up in my house. And I'm so grateful for my parents that they taught me like that unconditional love of, we love everybody the same. It don't matter what color your skin is, if they're man, woman, if they're, different religions, different nationalities. We love everybody the same because we're all God's children at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if we can apply that in life, man, this would be a better place.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a better place. What do you feel like is your most slept on song?
My most slept on. Most slept. That's out right
Yes.
now? Okay. I feel like my most slept on song probably could be High Class. I say that because that was one of them songs that, you have for a little minute. And you like, I ain't gonna release it. And when I finally released it, just so happened, that another artist in the industry released the song with the same beat. And when that happened, I was like, I know not. Like, I know not.
Oh, wow.
And lyrically, that song is hard. And not to fade another artist or nothing like that, or shade another artist, but lyrically,
you came for it.
I came for it, and they wasn't fucking with me. So, you know, go scream my class on all platforms, y'all. But that song right there I feel like that's my most slept on.
And that's probably a valuable lesson for you as well. Like, if you have a record and you think it's hot, put that joint out there. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you sit on it, like you said, you never know. Some of these producers will lease it out to 50,000 artists. You know what I'm saying? I've done showcases where there'll be 2 artists performing on the same beat. You know what I'm saying? And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, may the better lyricist win, per se, but you don't ever really want to encounter that type of situation either.
No, and that producer that I had wasn't my producer. It was someone, you know, when I was in my YouTube beats days, and I found a hard beat on there. And he was not selling that beat exclusively at all for nothing in this world. So when I saw her have the same beat, I was like, yo, do you sell the beat exclusively? And he was like, nah, that's still my beat.
Wow. Probably if a producer gets a lot of traction on a particular beat from leases, he probably like, I ain't selling this joint because I'm making more money leasing it versus selling it exclusively. You know,
that's exactly what he did, because I kept seeing on TikTok, I got the same beat. Everybody's dropping their stuff that they have too, and I was like, I wish I would have known this. I could have put them lyrics on something else.
But what you could do is always recreate it. You know, like, it doesn't have to sound identical, but, you know, have your current producer, like, maybe if you feel like that's a record that could really take off, have them recreate a beat for you so that way you do own it and re-release it.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. I'm gonna sit on it and think about it, but then again, I may keep it just because it was a part of this learning experience, this journey. Just be like, yeah, well, I got a song out there too.
Or maybe do a remix to it, you know, on a different beat.
That would be dope.
Yeah, because if it's one of your most slept on records, it might need to be out there like that.
Because them lyrics hard.
Exactly. So perhaps a remix coming soon. What are a couple big goals that you're manifesting for yourself, for your baby, and just your music career right now?
You know, we want land. We want a house. We want, you know, to be in a position to be able to market and promote how we need to market and promote.
Yes.
We want, for my baby, you know, I just want him to see me put in that work.
Yeah.
For him to grow up and be like, you know, I was there through all of that. My mama put in that work.
I know, that's right.
She's the reason, you know, she's a part of the reason I'm like this. You know, his father, my manager. You know,
you're no pun intended, your manager. I love that.
You know, keeping it how we keep it in the how we work together, how we create something, you know, just showing him, you know, all that can be done. Like, my parents work for this.
No, absolutely. Would you say that's how you would define success for yourself as well, like the stuff that you just talked about?
Yeah. You know, working hard to get what you want.
Yeah.
And the ones you love being on that journey with you, because you can't do it by yourself.
Absolutely. What is one thing that you feel like that you're good at, but you could work a little bit more at right now?
My stage performance.
Okay.
I have this thing where I'm comfortable reverting back to hood juice when I'm performing, and I need to kind of learn to bring out that sexy side of me. So I'm learning.
But you're right, though. I feel like we all do that when we kind of get put on the spot or in the moment. We'll revert back to what's comfortable for us. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I think, a matter of just doing it more and more and more. Is there a lot of opportunities in your area to perform?
Not in Walterboro. I would say in Charleston, there is definitely more opportunities. Columbia, more opportunities. Probably any other place in South Carolina besides Walterboro. Like, not to talk down on my city, but, you know, they can do better.
But at least you live in a place that it sounds like it's like a peace of mind for you. But you can still get to the other places in a decent amount of time if you need to.
Yeah.
You're not having to travel like 8 hours to go do a performance or something like that. How long of a drive is it out here to the Atlanta area for you?
Only 4.
Oh, that's not bad. That's an easy ride.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Real easy. You want to go shopping today? Yeah, let's go.
Right. That's really a trip that you could make a day trip if you wanted to. My rule of thumb is if it's within 4 hours, it's the day trip for me. I'm going to go there, handle my business, and come back.
Exactly.
Typically, anything longer than that, okay, I might need to stay overnight or whatever. But at 4 hours, I'm good. Drive there, drive back. Get back to the business. So let's talk about Gimme That, the new single.
Yay.
What inspired this record for you?
So it actually was a beat I wasn't even going to get on.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Them producers will bring it out of you.
But my producer kept like, you need to hop on this. You need to hop on this. So he came up with the what is it, like the melody or the tone of it, like how I should hop on it.
Yeah.
Like when they do that little thing like
Right.
that. And I'm like, so I sat down. I think I went to the park or something like that. And it just started coming. I believe it was the park. It could have been somewhere else. Who knows? But it just started flowing. Like, give me that, see you one day, yeah. Went from there.
That's super dope. Is there a visual for it yet?
No.
Oh, that's you said that it's on the way.
I did I had choreography. I had rehearsal for choreography rehearsal. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I had that last week or a week or two ago, and I have to do some more so we can get the visuals together for it. But it's gonna be a hot one. I'm giving a little something.
I know that's right. I know that's right. What type of like feedback you've been receiving about this particular record?
Keep pushing it.
Yeah.
This a go. This a bop. This one. This is it. Like, and I can feel this is it, especially from the feet. That's the one that won me the competition. Other DJs that are actually in the industry said to me as well, you need to run this. When you release this, like, keep pushing this.
Yes.
So my goal right now is to figure out how. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, how?
Right.
Especially, again, when you may not be able to contribute the $200 a day or $100 a day towards paid advertisements. Like,
Right.
how? And then my following, I feel like everything I put out goes to them. So how?
Exactly, because you're right. It's funny. I have a friend of mine, and he does like a master class now. He's not in the industry; he's in the fitness industry. And he was saying that he took his business from like a $2,000 a month to a $10,000 a month business by running ads. But he said he was spending like $100 a day. I'm like, dang, who has that kind of money? Like,
Exactly.
that's $700 a week. You know, like that's a lot. Not including all your bills and stuff. So do you run ads though and just, kind of throw in there what you're able to on Instagram?
Yes, I try to run ads every now and again, and when I do run those ads, I get good feedback.
Yeah.
I gain more followers and things like that. So I try to basically continue to do my slow trot.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because people are noticing, people are seeing. Like, literally, girl I did not know in Colombia, when I went to a showcase and she saw me perform, she was like, funny thing is, I heard about you before I even met you. Like, my homeboy, let me hear your music, and you dope.
That's so
Or
dope.
whatnot. So to hear her say that, I'm like, okay, so I'm getting somewhere.
I know, that's right. You're
It's a
making some
reach.
traction. Have you tapped in with the coalition DJs yet? Because they're heavy out there in the Carolinas.
Yes. Shout out to Shayla, the first lady.
Okay, super dope. What about out here in Atlanta? Every Monday they have the New Music Monday they do at Stankonia Studios.
I've been watching.
You should definitely tap in with that. I think you should, because you got some good music, and now you can showcase it in front of a bunch of DJs and tastemakers and stuff that are going to give you like that feedback that you need. So, definitely tap into that. So we got the record loaded up, ready to go. For anybody that's interested in following your journey, where can they keep up with you online?
So I'm most active on Instagram, but I have TikTok, Facebook, all that, and everything is Juice Bishhh, JuiceBishhh. Music is on all platforms, copywritten and registered.
Actually, I got one more question before we get into your shout outs. The juice part, where did that come from?
My mom actually named me that.
Okay.
She was watching the Tupac movie, Juice, when I was in
It's
her
a classic.
stomach. And she was like, I'm going to have a boy, and I'm going to name my boy Juice. Doctors told her I was a boy, everything. That was going to be the government name. But I came out a girl. She was like, I don't care. I'm still giving my baby Juice.
I know that's right. It's
So,
cute though. I love it.
Thank you. But it's a nickname, y'all, not my real. Okay.
Super dope. Who do you want to give thanks to that's just been really supporting you through your journey?
God. God first and foremost. My family. My man, Jer. / producer. I'd say my mom. Yeah, my mom.
Yes.
You know, my family. You know, they the big ones right now. They support me in any way they can. Financially, you know, I ain't got to name names because they know who they is, and y'all know who y'all ain't. So it is what it is.
Definitely. And shout out to yourself, too.
Thank you. Oh yeah, like, shout out to me.
Shout out to you for sure, because I could tell that this is very much a passion for you, and you get emotional just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you for that. So shout out to you as well.
Thank you.
Doing your thing.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna know. Y'all gonna see.
So let's go ahead and get into the record. Introduce it for us.
So this is my single released on March 15th. So on all platforms, y'all go check it out. It's Gimme That by Juice Bishhh, produced by K Swayze.
Hey, y'all stay tuned for it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.
Swayze, why you do it to me?
Beautiful beast. Give me that say you want that, yeah. He like that freaky, that nasty, that good shit stuff. Say you want that,